Too bad we can't hear the rest of that song because CDRomatron is already ready with Crash Bandicoot 2 N-Tranced. Good luck.
Right. In which case, I'll just be ready to give down a countdown. Are you ready?
Yes.
So in 3, 2, 1, and go. So, if some people have come to the marathon, are watching the marathon online, for me, they're probably looking forward to this, considering this is what I consider to be my main speed game. This is Crash Bandicoot 2 N-Tranced for the Game Boy Advance, and we're going to be doing the 101% category. So we're going to be doing everything there is to do in this game. What this is in standard conventional Crash formula, we're going to be collecting all the crystals. There is an additional item for breaking all the boxes in the game, known as the gems. On top of that, in every platforming level, which isn't the first one, there's an additional gem shard we need to collect, which unlocks the final world. And on top of all of that, there's also the time trial mode, which we're going to need to be doing. We missed a box.
I believe it's the Nitro
We
crate.
missed a box? Oh yeah, the Nitro crate. We're going to do this again quick. Reset. No, we're good.
Yeah.
That's fine though, this level's pretty short.
Brittany said good start, by the way.
Thanks, Brittany.
He knows you all too well.
Yeah. So, for the time trial of this game, there's 3 tiers of relics you can collect. There is the sapphire relics, which are the lowest tier one. You've got the gold relics and the platinum relics. So we're going to be going for basically all platinum relics at this point. That's what I meant to do. There we go. So yeah, so that was the beginning of the game. So this game is broken down into platforming levels and vehicle levels. This is the first vehicle level in the game. It's one of 3 wakeboarding levels, where we're going to be running away from a shark as fast as we can. And I don't actually have 3rd master form here, because I don't have to do the first level twice. Now, there are a few vehicle levels. There's these wakeboard levels. There's some Atlas Ball levels, which are similar to the Atlas Ball levels in Crash the Wrath of Cortex. And there are space levels, which I'll get to a bit more when we get to them, but they're basically like these, except we're going towards the camera instead of coming away from it. Oh, sorry. We're going away from the camera instead of coming towards it like we are here. So with these levels, it's pretty important that we do get all the boxes, because there is no way of going back during these auto-scrollers. So we can't make much mistakes. In reference to those time trials I was talking about earlier, we're not going to do any of them until after the first world, because we gain a power-up similar to the ones in Crash 3 after every boss, and the one in the first boss allows us to go very fast. I'll get that a bit more when we get to it. So there are 3 themes of levels in this game. There's the Egyptian levels, the Arabian levels, and the volcano levels. And each of those will house their own color of gems, gem shards. So these are the bonus that we alluded to in the previous run. Of course, you don't want to be landing on these in any percent, because there is literally no need for them. However, we need all these boxes, because these count towards our total box count. Oh. Yeah. A few of these bonuses can cause a bit of a pain. Although the advantage of running 101 is that we can show off some of the coolest tricks. We can show off some of the coolest tricks in this game, and some glitches that are unique to the 101 category. There we go. So our movement in this first world is going to be slide spinning. Like I said, we're going to get in power up after this first boss, which is going to allow us to go significantly faster. But the reason we are doing a slide than a spin is sliding is the fastest way to get around. However, the end of a slide is pretty slow, so we can cancel that with a spin. You can also cancel that with another slide. However, the input window for that is relatively small, and if you drop it, Crash just kind of crouches for a bit, and that's pretty slow. So down there was the Nitro Detonator. The use of the Nitro Detonator is that it destroys all of the Nitro boxes in the stage, because they are mandatory to break, but of course you can't break them without taking damage. We go in boxes, we're going in boxes. Cool.
So earlier, SBCZ, although he was trying to make a joke about you running Intro Island twice, he brought a valid point, that the category is 101%, so what does the extra 1% come from?
So, Crash games and a few other games like Spyro and such, they generally seem to have broken percentage counters in the sense that they never actually try to count to 100%. Generally, they just have some sort of math of like how much every item is worth and just add it together, and conventionally adds up to 100%, but not always. Like in Crash 1 and 2, it adds up to 100%. In Crash 3, it adds up to 105%. In Crash The Wrath of Cortex, it adds up to 106. Even in the Insane Trilogy, Crash 1 and 2 add up to 102% with new relics.
The more we know.
So yeah, so I don't know. Like I said, the 101% is collecting 21 crystals, 3 color gems, 12 gem shards, as well as either 24 platinum relics or 23 platinum relics and a gold relic. Basically, the difference between the amount you're rewarded between like a platinum relic and a gold relic is a very small increment. To the point where you do need a lot of platinum relics to even get 101%, but you don't need all platinum relics. You can have 1 gold. So we have a 1 level leeway basically. So this is Globetrotting. Everyone hates these levels. New players hate these levels. Old players hate these levels. These levels suck. Because who thought that putting a Tony Hawk engine thing in a Crash Bandicoot game would be a fantastic idea? Especially when we... So these levels aren't too bad in Wrath of Cortex because you have a control stick. This is on the Game Boy Advance, so we have a D-pad. We have 8 directions we can go. We also have only 2 buttons to work in these levels. We have A, which is slow down, and B, which is speed up. That's why you'll see my speed varying quite a lot. This is one of the levels where we can actually save time. Well, of course, there is no task of 101, but we can save time in like just any percent runs over the task because they didn't actually realize you could hold down B to go faster. Hitboxes in this game are a bit of a pain in the ass.
But wait, wasn't B the decelerate button?
No, B is accelerate.
Oh, I'm dumb.
Forgot to hold down the lead one.
Yeah. But I know there's some people working on like a new modern task which incorporates a lot of common strats, which is pretty cool. So the community for this game has been growing a lot over the years. Like, considering it is just a no-name GBA game, we still have about maybe 3 or 4 active runners, and also 2 people working on tasks. So this game is alive and well, considering it's a game from maybe 14 years ago. Of course, it doesn't get as much love as the 3D games for the PS1, but these games are certainly not worth overlooking. So be careful around here around these nitro. The hitbox in this level are a bit strange. I think we're navigating them fine. There we go. Yeah, these levels are the slowest in 101, but we get to see a cool few skips that we do in any percent in the time trial version. There we go, all the boxes. Next up is Runaway Rug, the second Arabian level. Yeah, this is Arabian level. So, going up here. I should have taken damage because we're going to get through mass form and I didn't want to do that, so... That's okay, we can do that. And I just need to time this well. What's sorry? Oh, you... sorry, I'm sorry, I was just thinking. So normally you'd need to, but with third mask form, you kind of just have like an aura of destruction around you, where everything will just kind of melt. There we go. Sorry, I kind of confused where I was going for a second there. So this is the bonus. There's a chance we can get a mask in this bonus. There's one of the boxes just has a random chance of picking you one. If we do, if I react to it, then we save a bit of time. If we get it, and okay, we didn't get it, but that's okay. Because it allows us to break these boxes a lot easier. You can either break those boxes with a belly flop, as was mentioned, or you can break up the super slide, which, as I mentioned, we'll be getting after this roll. Fantastic bit about 101 is since we're doing the time trials, you get to see the any percent strats as well. And this game can be done pretty fast and for any percent. The current world record is around about a 24-minute run. I'm currently sitting around about 26, but currently aiming for a 25. But the skill range in this game is quite... I shouldn't have picked up that. The skill range in this game is pretty large. Like, when you're starting off, aiming for like a 30 is a good time. But, like, you know, there's so much you can go either way of that. Like, it takes a while to build up to 30. That was a death there because we would have had to wait for that mask, because there's no way to have broken that TNT with that third mask. Otherwise, we'd have just fallen through. So I took the death there just because it would have been shorter than actually, you know, waiting for the mask to run out. We're going to be going down here, bringing the nitro detonator just for those three. If we had a mask, we could have just broken them by hand, but that's okay. So now we're coming up to the first boss, Evil Crunch. This boss is basically free. So the plot of this game is that Crash's friends have all been hypnotized, and we're going to go along to save them. So this is Crunch. We just need to wait for him to lower his shield, and then we shoot him. Staying along the bottom is basically free, so this boss is... It's a nice little relaxing bit at the beginning before the game gets really intense after him. Nope. Probably that hit didn't land. So once we defeat this boss, we're going to be gaining an ability known as the Super Slide. So by holding down the L button and performing a slide, we're going to go significantly further and significantly faster than we were previously with our slides. And you'll see what I mean very shortly. This is Ferris Funhouse.
Hey, is that This feels like cheating.
So, as you noticed at the beginning, we picked up that stopwatch. That is a time trial version of the mode. So you'll see the corner is now in the corner. The timer is now in the corner, and anytime we collect a box with a number on it, that will stop the countdown for that many seconds. So there we go. There's platinum. Looney Tunes. This is kind of just waiting for a bit. We have what's called a phantom mask in this level. Whenever you start a time trial, you lose all your masks, so we'll do some level routing based around that. However, in these levels, there's a visual glitch where if you have a mask and collect the stopwatch, you do actually lose your mask, but it doesn't look like you do. So I just need to keep in mind that I don't actually have a mask right now. Although I'm waiting for Seedle. So the 90% strat of this is pretty easy. We just wait here and wait for that, wait for that. And return to position. And I think there's a 3 box around here somewhere. Right there it is. And there's the mask. So you see now we actually have an actual mask. You see how of course the mask would change up there to B2 because we only have 1. But it doesn't matter because we're going to be losing it in the next level anyway. So one thing we could have done, if you're familiar with the older Crash games, like Crash 3, is you might have been wondering, hey, why didn't you just collect the gem when you're doing this time trial? And that's the answer is you can't in this game. Doing a time trial will lock you out of getting the gem. So I had to do a spin there because that box will kill you by landing on you. Well, you'll take damage. We had a mask, so we'd have been fine, but... What if he's the mask there then?
8.7 seconds.
8.7.
So there is there is a time trial community for this game, although it is fairly inactive. And it's not, a lot of the people with it aren't entirely up to date with strats, but it does exist. So it's not like there is no time trial community for this game. Time trials are a bit more like a high score board in this game because, of course, we do take into account that you do break the time boxes. So, like I said, it's a bit more like like a high score board as opposed to an actual... I'm not supposed to slide there. But yeah.
That's it when he's older.
He died, but he didn't lose his progress.
I don't know where the Mooks and Crash do.
He died, but he didn't lose his progress.
So,
I'm proud of us. We kept the Owen Wilson going the whole night.
Yes. No bans.
Yeah.
okay, that should be a okay, good.
Slow clock.
So here we're going to be showing off some of the cool skips in this game. So each of these levels tends to have some sort of interesting trick to them. This one, I'm not consistent with the second skip, so we're not even going to try to go for it. But for the first skip, it's going to be coming up round about here. So with I time my brakes correctly, there we go. So yeah, we skipped about maybe 10-15 seconds level there.
Remember this person who's got one now? N-Tranced from this. It's like, remember N-Tranced from Crash to Insanity? Crash to N-Tranced. This is what it looks like now.
You old yet?
Look out!
Oh, we missed those time crates. We might not be planning this. That's okay. Nah, we're planning this. Yeah, that was fine. Runaway Rug. This level's fun. The platinum for this can be a bit unlenient at times, but we should be fine.
Usually, I think he says, "What have we got? What have we got?
What have we got?
So my current aim is to be down there by 20 seconds at least. Yeah, we're way ahead of that. Yeah, 16.3. So we are actually going to be aiming for third massacre form here because now we don't need to worry about breaking the boxes and we can just go and run through some boxes that we need to. And we don't have to worry about spinning them. We're going to hug the left hand side of the screen there just so we collect the masks as late as possible to retain the invincibility for longer. Collect those. So yeah, having third mask form here means we just do that. It's pretty nice. I time this jump right. And then up, and over, and over. Hey, there we go. And yeah, all platinum. There we go. So now we can go into the second world. So a lot the same. Now we have the super slide. We can go fast. Focus on make sure we break all the boxes. Down here is a few nitros, as well as the nitro detonator and the gem shard. That's why we're coming down here. Fortunately, there's very few ways to speeding this up. You can speed it up slightly by doing a slide over to the edges, but that's incredibly risky, and considering it saves, like, you know, a few frames maybe at best, it's not really worth it, in my opinion.
Sounds worth it to me.
Do it. Right, so here we're going to be going into a bonus level.
Do it now. Wrong game.
So this bonus is pretty fun. Start slide on there, and then we do a jump.
7 minutes goes on. 7 minutes,
Yep, and there we go.
guys.
I know it always consumes me too, because you can't go back once you're stepped on the bonus platform. But I know it's insane.
You ever had that where you've done the bonus thing and actually you've missed? And then you've actually missed the box?
I can't say I have, but it wouldn't surprise me if I had. So
Well,
one
this
thing
is-
I
this
need to
is
be
a
very
speed
careful
limit.
about there is the fact that the gem is on the portal, so it's like, hey, you know, that's free. You can just pick it up, it just picks it up on its own. Unfortunately, the gem's hitbox is smaller than the portal's hitbox. So with a perfectly timed super slide, you can actually slide into the portal and miss the gem. So let's hope that doesn't happen.
You've done that a fair few times.
I have done that a few times, yes. Nice.
I like the half second.
We should start betting on these times. Just
Right, so this is barrel rolled. So now that we've rescued Crunch, Crunch is going to do these. This level is pretty slow, so if there's any questions or anything anyone has, like now is probably the best time to ask. We're just rolling around.
Why yeah, actually, this is a
I'm not answering that one.
I should say not to the why did you put Crunch? Pretty sure his big ass won't be able to go anywhere. He is quite heavy.
That leaf icon is really kind of
Yeah, I was gonna say what?
Yeah, well, he's like. Yeah.
In fact, this might be a good opportunity to talk about cycles in this game. So cycles in Crash N-Tranced are, because you generally hear people talk about like global cycles and stuff. N-Tranced really has no global cycles as it is. Although we do have a lot of what I would call local cycles, although I've heard people refer to them as proximity cycles before, where like these barrels are stuck in a cycle, they will roll back and forth consistently, but they only start when they come like into the camera's view, like when you're a certain distance away from Crunch. So now that I've loaded in those barrels, for example, those barrels are going to keep rolling forever now. However, when we approach barrels for the first time, I know exactly where they're all going to be. However, that means if I die, then the cycle is still going, which means it can, like, be desynced from what I'm expecting. So avoiding death on these levels, and well, just any level in this game, is pretty important, because that way you get cycles you're familiar with. So I might see that. Sorry. So my PB for this is, I believe, like a 138 or so. Although that's with a lot of mistakes, and it's looking like this is going to have a fair few mistakes as well, considering I've already in the first level twice. So it looks like we're significantly underboxed considering we're at the end of the level, but you gotta realize there's a lot of nitros here, and we're gonna be detonating them all just in a second. There we go. So, time for like one of the best or worst skips in the game, depending on who you are. Going along here. Hey, we're first try. So yeah, that was half the level.
Tag chomp.
So it might look like I'm moving super slow amongst there. That's mostly due to the lag. So of course lag affects the in-game time too, so I don't need to worry too much about it when going for plat. It's just, of course RTA time is what we're really worrying about here at the end of the day. So if you're going for the in-game time for the time trials, you can actually use the lag a fair bit, just have a bit more accuracy in your movement, which is quite nice. Which is why these levels are pretty good for the time trials. Also, these levels are probably some of the most interesting when it comes to the differences in people when it comes to actual like full game runs, because they'll generally be the levels where people will like gain 5 or like with these platforming levels. I almost just did any percent strats here. With these levels, there's not much you can do, so people generally get fairly consistent times. Whereas,
sure that wasn't it?
what's
Where you went underneath the crocodile.
no, but we did it anyway, so whatever. There we go. Oh, we turned around too quickly there. That's okay. So one of the greatest things about 101 is we have no concern about lives at all. We're gaining so many through fruit and boxes. So the jump we did there, that is that crocodile is giving us a hard time today. That box got left behind.
He knows something we don't. And then he's got an inside job working as a crocodile.
He's got
There we go.
an inside job working as a crocodile.
So whenever I see a stack box like that, generally I do a slide towards hand, so he kind of crouches, and then all the boxes will continue to crash and crash his head. So here's a fun trick, the wall jump. We're going to be doing this very frequently throughout the run. It just saves so much time here, I like to go for it. So as you know in Crash, there's those boxes you need to bounce on a bunch of times, and that's really slow. So instead we're going to do... Nah, I didn't quite get it. We'll try that once more. So when you slide into a wall, you have a very small window where if you jump, you can cause it to just jump up instead. And of course that saves a lot of time on jumping on all those boxes right. Okay, no, never mind, we'll shoot normally.
M3 is
Nope. So one of the worst bits about this is you retain oil physics. If you're on oil, you retain the oil. Like oil physics are basically ice physics. So you retain your oil physics when, if you landed on oil, it's from when you're in the air as well. So as you see, Crash continues to go a bit. Hey, actually got a shield in it. I don't know why I went for that. That was a terrible idea. We shouldn't have done for that, but okay.
It's
We did it.
ill-advised.
Ill-advised strats. So this bit I hate because we need to make sure this is under us. That bit always terrifies me. Anyway, hey, we finished the bonus. So these mummies, I generally do a attack which is just like jumping and spinning into them, because they require 2 hits to kill, and the jumping from jumping to the top onto them generally means you can hit them twice with your spin. We need to break that. So there's a top route along there which you're supposed to go for the gem shard. However, we're not going to do that because luckily they positioned it just at the end and just in range of doing that. So let's go get that time trial. So luckily a lot of these time trials are fairly lenient, in that if we just don't mess up too much, a lot of the platinums are free. Nope. Okay. This N-Tranced is not cooperating today. There we go.
Crocodiles have enough of the shit for them.
Okay, there we go. Nope, we did not mean to body slam just then. So sometimes if you input your slide in too early and you're just off the ground, he'll go for a body slam instead.
Oh, hi, I just thought of a question for you. If somebody who's wanted to get into the speedrun this game, what would be the ideal advice you would give to them? And what would be the ideal category?
Yeah, I would say the ideal category for starting this game is most definitely any percent. You don't have to do the final world. You don't have to do entropy. Entropy has some stupid optimizations, which we're not even going to try because they save some time, but you risk death in one of the longest fights in the game. So basically, any category that involves not doing the final world, basically, so any percent. In terms of actually sitting down and learning this game, a lot of resources exist out there. Like I said, there's a lot of runners who do runs actively, so you know you can catch streams of people playing this game even in 2017. I have my own guide on starting any percent. It's basically, it's not a guide of the best strats in the game, it's strats that just don't suck, so you can get a decent time just off the block. Like I said, if you're starting off, aiming for sub 30 should really be a good goal, and should be achievable by anyone who puts in time for this game. Oh, and we missed that box. That's okay. Oh no, the box broke. The box broke anyway. Okay, well we already died, so let's go. No, I was purposely dying because I thought the box wasn't going to break, and there's no way of going back to the box. So I'm like, okay, I'll just die and reset that. But no, the box broke anyway. Like I said, yeah.
Did the shark break it?
Quite possibly. The shark can break the box, although it didn't look like he did because he went right past it.
See that one of the seagulls flying behind it.
One of the things, basically.
There we go.
There we go.
We do need to worry about the shark. Oh, we also need to worry about the seagulls, apparently. So, in terms of the shark, it's generally not a threat. We just need to make sure we don't get in his way. Aside from the final level of these, in which you'll notice at the end of these stages, Crash gets pulled towards the center of the screen. If you don't lead the shark off to the edges, he can kill you just because, like, whilst you're in that trapped state of collecting the crystal. So we're gonna make sure to kite the shark near the end of these stages. So it's a bit slower to go through that grass, so we're trying to avoid it. But I mean, I just wanted to be at that level at this point.
This picture of Joe's looks beautiful.
So time trial time. So we don't have Wampas to guide us anymore, which is a bit of a pain. I think I know where I'm going. There we go. Yeah, a lot of these levels are just follow a path and you're good. Like I said, 90% and the entropy, and just generally in the first pass of these levels, you have a nice trail of Wampa which will lead you, and if you follow the Wampa, you're on a pretty good path already. Just the time trials are a bit of a pain because we can no longer see where we're going. So we want to be avoiding grass whenever possible. Grass slows you down considerably. Ideally, you just want to be on the ground as much as possible. Jumping is slower, and being in the grass is significantly slower. So we're going to go over there to trigger those seagulls, so we don't have to worry about them later on. There's very few time boxes in these levels, so there's not too much to worry about in terms of getting good time. There we go. Apparently shark breaking that did not count, apparently. Oh well, 103, that's fine. So next level is Magma Mania. This level is kind of fun. So this is one of the volcano levels again. There's a lot of these auto-scrollery type bits. Mask. So we're going to need to kind of double back on ourselves here. So doing that to break all those. Coming down here. So the gem shard's down here, but we're going to have to back on ourselves because we missed the bonus. Just because there's two routes you can take. The bottom route, which we could have just kept going if we were doing a route which didn't involve the bonus. Unfortunately we are, so we're going to go up and get that. And there's those birds. Those birds have a ginormous hitbox, which is good for killing them, but bad for when they hit you. So as long as you're just aware of them and aware of how much damage they can deal, you. Some of these bonuses are kind of slow, especially the lava ones, because you have these auto-scroller type segments in them. Although we do have a cool thing coming up here, which is if you spin down the way, you can go through a bouncy box and just land on the box above it, which is quite nice. Means we don't need to spend forever just bouncing on boxes. We're going to collect the last few boxes that are up here as well. I also need to go down here. Make that life. Break all those. TNT will take care of that. These. So this blue box that's coming up is a freeze crate. And that will just cause all enemies on the game to just like freeze for a few seconds. Meaning we have plenty of time to go past them. Just cutting along there. Just a tiny shortcut of hugging right on that wall. So we don't need to worry about the nitro box. Aside from that, this is the helicopter power up. I'm just realizing this is the first time we're seeing it now. So, like the magic carpet, this is helicopter. We actually have full control over Crash in all, like, up, down, left, right here. So we're just trying to navigate through. There we go. And finally, the time trial. Here we're going to be taking the top route from the ones we saw before, just because there's a bunch of time boxes up there. Okay, cool, we got that slide. Oh, crap. Okay, I thought the spin hitbox would get in, but apparently didn't.
Why does it get rid of them?
That's a good question. I would like to know the answer to that too. It just does. That's just always the thing which has happened in the Crash games. Of you start a time trial and all the Wampa leaves. So, okay, that was an instance of just the super slide just kind of dropping. I'm not quite sure why that happens, but it just kind of does sometimes. Oh, okay. Okay, that was scary, but hey ho, we got through. Oh, we didn't jump on. Come on. And we perfectly landed that onto the TNT. Of course we did. We're probably going to be over. Oh.
Well, not obviously, I don't want to stay.
Yeah, I know, yeah. Yeah, we're going to be slightly over, no doubts, especially considering this is going not fantastic. Although I don't think that's a surprise to anyone.
Well, except for yesterday being way ahead of schedule.
Yeah, it balances out.
To be fair, we were about 15 minutes ahead by the time I finished, so
Yeah,
I think we
no.
paid
There
that
was-
part back on this.
There we go.
Kind of glad we didn't really go with this now. Yes, Afterthoughts is literally just us all giving that thought. Also, yours the most.
Okay, there we go. End of the level. So now we just need to get through this last bit.
Okay.
Yeah, this. Okay, Ibukloko, second boss. This boss is basically free. I say that, hopefully we don't die. We just need to wait for it to become vulnerable and spinner. That's all there is to this boss. So we can just camp along the left-hand side, and we're safe. Except when she comes back, then we need to move slightly, but that's fine. There we go. And that's all we had to do. So now we just need to do that in the next phase as well. So the only thing that changes is she moves slightly faster, and she's going to knock out the floor swell. Okay, cool. We got through Coco. This next world, we're actually going to do some writing for masks.
Oh,
Okay, that scared me. Okay.
Looks like the nerve has been broken out again.
So these are the Coco levels, the space levels. In these, we're going to be. These are basically the inverse of the water levels.
there!
We're basically just trying to focus down all these boxes.
Okay, so I said hello. Yes, I heard this is a meme-free zone. It has come to protest.
Nobody's seen. Nobody saw the bullet fly across the room.
I just heard the doom and ah.
How do you reload this anyway?
Just pop out the slide.
Like the fireman.
Okay, cool. We took care of those guys. So you can mostly boost past a lot of the enemies in this. But I'm playing a little safe, just to make sure we get through this fine.
In case we have to go through these.
So these gates give us a immediate speed boost, which we maintain for a while. So we're aiming to go through. Oh, we need to do that entire level again because we missed a box. And dying in this level is unfortunately very slow. So there is no way of us dying in time, like before this level ends, basically. You notice there's a little like a sun tracker thing in the bottom right, like the fire tracker thing. It's basically the idea is in this level we're running away from like an exploding star or something. And when you're boosting with the B button, you move away from the sun. However, you can insta-die by, just not boosting for long enough and the sun catching up to you. However, it takes forever for the sun to catch up to you and insta-kill you. Like, for example, at the end of the level there, we would not have died in time for the level to end, so... Let's get that. Cool.
We're not very good at Photoshop. Oh, this is somewhere apart my core.
cool, we got that box. Yeah, there's a good few boxes in these stages which are a pain in the ass. Just because they're kind of out of the way, and if you miss them, that's basically game over. Okay, that's the end of the level now, and now we need to do it again for the relic. Oh boy! Luckily, the relic is a lot more forgiving than that, because we don't need to worry about breaking all the boxes. In fact, we need to break like 2 of them. Aside from that, it's just mashing B and getting to the end as fast as possible. So we're not going to tear that we're taking some damage here, because it's such an insignificantly small amount of damage that that's fine. Aside from that, we're just trying to go through all the warp gates we can. I think we've broken all the time boxes there are, so it's just going to be a matter of lining up these. So this is a maneuver.
Sound effect.
Yeah. So this is a maneuver we call kiting, which is those enemies come to like closer to the screen over time. So the idea is you drag them into like one corner of the screen, and then immediately go to the other corner, and then you don't need to worry about killing any of them or taking damage from them, because they deal about 10% of pop. So considering we're at 40%, that would have almost killed us, which of course not ideal, considering we still have a good chunk of block to go. Yeah, these levels are typically like between 1 to 2 minutes. So we'll be approaching the end of this really soon. Okay, cool. That would have been platinum, so we're good. So Mr. Lava Lava, this is another volcano level. We're gonna come over there and just get rid of that bird. So we're gonna maneuver around these boxes to break them all. Oh, almost. Not quite. You need to break both the TNTs and the one in the middle, because they have a weird radius. Oh. That's what I meant to do. I just didn't hold left enough. There's a bonus here. This bonus is pretty slow. It's just kind of jumping around a lot of crates. I always need to remember at the end that I believe there's a box at like beyond the end of this level, so we need to remember about that.
Apparently, British told everyone to tell you to stop suffering.
Thanks, dude.
I think probably don't folks see.
Yeah. I started the message as well an hour ago.
There's no way of speeding up this one. 5. And then there's this one that's over the finales. There we go.
How high up does that go?
Pretty high.
Arctic said, are you saying that you can't do runs with getting shot in the head with Nerf darts? Well, we can find out.
Shot.
Hang on, we can find out, can't we?
Should we not shoot me?
Don't do it.
You're like, nah.
Oh, God, I need a drop. I'm gonna shoot a drop. Can we have a shoot drop a bullet?
No, you'll only go up the same.
Nerf percent.
Bang!
Nerf that.
Like Mr. B when he's trying to put his light out. He's like, I need to go to sleep. Alright, gets a pistol.
There's a single box up here we need to come up for. We're not even going to pick up the life. Don't need it.
He's got literally opens his drawer and it's just full of light bulbs and his pistol with this bullet, this raw thing. It's like,
So this level is a pretty difficult gem charge segment, but we have a mask, so it should be fine.
You said there weren't any active individual level runners of this. Was actual running scene of this game like that?
Like I said, there's maybe about 4 or 5 active runners of this game. and as well as current ongoing tasks for both this and, well, kind of both this and the previous game, because they both run on the same engine. So there's a lot of, like, you know, similarities between them. So any glitches found in the previous game generally apply in this game as well.
By glitches you read cheats, right?
Yeah. Cheat runs. We're actually going to be showing off some really cool glitches later in this run, which should be a lot of fun to show off.
See, this is why I wanted jokes when I did my run, because this is actually really fun to watch. Mine was complete god to it. I'll admit that now, I know what I've done wrong. I'll learn from my mistakes. Don't run the same line again. Unless you're able to tell racist jokes.
Almost missed that 2 time frame there. So there are 3 like kinds of time crates in this game. There's the 1 second one, 2 second ones, 3 second ones. As a general rule of thumb, you only get the 1 second ones if they're already on your path. You get the 2 second ones if they're not too out of the way, and you just kind of go for the 3 second ones no matter what. So we just kind of use that general rule of thumb to establish whether boxes are worth going for. You'll notice that in some of the barrel levels, we just ran past a lot of the boxes, and that's because it's just not worth stopping for a lot of them.
I'm glad seeing that though. It's not a mean game. It's like Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. That is a mean game.
There we go. Okay, so we only have 1 mask, so we're not going to do the next level yet. We come up here. So now we're introduced to ropes. Ropes suck. We need to navigate them like that, and it's pretty terrible. What's the best way to do this? What is the best way? Oh, I think I know what I'm going to do here. Okay. So I'm going to wait for this. Need to wait for that carpet to come back. There we go. Come back around now. Just made that cycle. Good. I don't know why, but you never grab onto that first rope and it looks really scary, because it is really scary, but it's usually pretty safe. Hey, and there's a glitch. Showing that off a bit more later on.
Did anybody even get to
I caught
So we've dubbed that the monkey bars glitch. Basically, the premise is if you hold onto a monkey bar, whilst you're holding onto a monkey bar, if you push spin and a direction at the same time, you will retain the properties of the monkey bar and just continue to glide in that direction basically forever until you hit a wall or something.
Yeah.
So having 2 masks for this bonus is really nice, because this bonus and the next bonus, the next Arabian bonus, is littered with nitro boxes. So by having this, we can just spin through them, which saves a lot of precision platforming, which is pretty slow.
He said to go for 3 boxes for 30 minutes.
Did I? Oh. I mean, yeah, but I got the platinum, so suck it.
Ooh, spicy.
Thug life.
Right, 1, 2,
pretty
3,
who said that.
4, 5. Of course it was. Okay, I'm not even sorry.
Where the hell are the sunglasses?
Ah, shame.
So just trying to make sure I get all the boxes here, don't miss anything. There we
The
go.
fact that you just like, just go suck it. But you went for that instead of that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're going to be leaving here with 2 masks, which is fantastic. Which means we can go straight on to the Egyptian level next. Ooh, he says that. I'll be very careful. There we go. Okay, here we go. We're going to go very fast in this next level, because this one's filled with oil in the gem path, so we're going to be going very fast. I'm going to play this safe getting to that path, because I don't want to ruin this whole thing now. Nope, bollocks. Never mind. We can still do it on the way back, I guess. So the idea is you get third mask form there, and then you can just run through everything. We can still do that. There's another mask at the end of here. We wouldn't need to be waiting for all of these. Okay, cool. Now we can do... So yeah, basically we could have done this on the way there, which would have been far more interesting.
Did you just slide away the ground spike trap?
So yeah, you can slide away a lot in this game. You can actually slide so fast you can go out of bounds. The unfortunate part about it is there's no way to get back in bounds. So that leads to problems. But yeah, there's a few out of bounds in this game, but none of them are useful. Because basically, getting out of bounds involves going so fast the game's physics just stop working. And that generally involves using a super slide on oil. However, since there's no oil out of bounds, there's no way of getting back in.
How'd that hit? That was explode over water.
Magic. I ain't gonna explain
Let's just
anything.
go with magic. Let's just go with that.
That's why you were going to use for a lot of things.
Lack of sleep, I suppose.
You need to be careful here, because that guy can drop these boxes on you. And there's nothing you can do if he's dropped that box on you, you're dead. There we go. Right, time for cleaning up the sword room, I guess. So now we just need to collect the rest of the gems and crystals and relics that we left behind. So unfortunately we're not going to be going as fast as we were last time, because we do not have a masks anymore. Almost. Hey, we improvised there. That's okay. Half this game is just kind of like... Half this run is basically just knowing the physics and just kind of improvising, because like it's infrequent that kind of just everything goes right in 101. Like with any percent you can kind of plan for stuff, but with this it's just kind of working with what you're given. So we're just going to wait here because we already got the plans, basically.
What is blocking time usually?
That's a good question. I can't remember off the top of my head. I just kind of know roughly how fast I need to be to get it. Like, I know how many mistakes I can roughly make.
When did you get the tornado spin? Is that after?
Yeah, tornado spins after this world. And you guys are going to see the fastest boss in this game. Like, blink and you'll miss him here.
Quickest that you don't even see.
And there.
Sonic Robo Blast, you should know.
Yeah. Skip them.
So yeah, now we're just focused on getting the rest of the time crates so we guarantee that platinum. Yeah, no, platinums vary from level to level. I don't have them all memorized, although I do know that there was an official Crash Bandicoot N-Tranced handbook, which does have all the times listed. Yeah, there's a lot of levels you can go significantly under the, like, imagined time by the developers. Like, for instance, in Barrel Roll, of course, you know, you're skipping half the level, so you can do that way faster than intended. Right, water logged. This is going to be the last water level, so we're never going to see the shark ever again after this.
Yay, bye, Jules. No more
That,
water.
that being said, this is also the hardest level, so hopefully
more
I get all the boxes. Focus on getting everything here. Triggering these seagulls, get them out of the way. Jump in between these. Cool, we got both of these. I may have realized that a bit too late, but we lived. Okay, we're fine, kind of. Are we fine? We're mostly fine. There we go. So, we're leading the shark over here, because we're going to get pulled towards the center of the screen now. And sometimes that shark can get you when you're pulled to the center of the screen and unable to move because you're collecting crystal and gem, which is a real pain in the ass. So you just die for like, you know, no fault your own basically. So okay, that was fine. Yeah, that bit kind of trips me up. Like one of those is slightly further forward than it looks like it is. So we should be good. This level's platinum is pretty free as long as you get that timer box. I just need to remember this is a phantom mask, this isn't a real mask. There should be a ramp here. There's the ramp. There we go. So hopefully this is okay. There we go, we're good.
Right.
Right, third boss, fake crash, like I said, blinking you miss him.
There you go.
One hit, two hits, 3 hits, 4 hits. He's over. Okay, that's fake crash. So the idea of that boss is he mirrors your movements, but the stage isn't symmetrical. So the idea is you run him into obstacles and avoid the ones on your side. But yeah, there's a really nice pattern where you can just go down the way, run into some spikes, and then jump back up. So yeah, we finished that boss on basically every available frame he can be hit. So yeah, it's pretty nice. It's pretty funny to show off as well. Ooh, that was a close one. So, as with the last level, introduced barrels rolling back and forth. This one introduces lasers. We're going to be waiting for a lot of lasers in this, but when we do the time trial, we're going to be showing off just how powerful getting good timed cycles can be. Oh, not quite. So yeah, now you see the cycles are kind of messed up. Like now when I'm approaching these lasers, they're turned off, and these ones are turned on still. Like before they were at the same time. Yeah. So that doesn't affect the future lasers that I haven't seen yet. It's just the ones that have already passed. And it'll be affecting these barrels too.
You have to go back past them.
No, we never need to backtrack in this level. Luckily enough. So we're actually going to be avoiding these lasers because we need some boxes down here. Oh, I said we need some boxes down here. Right, so let's get these. Right, that's pretty good. Okay, we're about halfway through the level now. These boxes will cooperate, of course. There we go. So we're going to be taking this slowly, because there's no point in trying to make the cycle. Just to be overly rusty. So this is another one of those levels where it looks like we have like way less boxes than we should, but that's mostly just because there's so many TNTs in this level. We do make up for that.
What? Sorry, I keep noticing the fruit keeps going down while I want. Okay, no, it probably just noticed I said that, so it's like, quick, fix it. No, because what was happening there?
Okay, good old
you were
boxes.
collecting bumper fruit and it kept, yeah, like that. Just did it then. I don't know. It goes down while I want. Yeah, look, see, it's going down.
What is going on? I've never seen that.
That was interesting.
I gotta get the boys on that. I have no idea what's going. So okay, so this is the time trial. We're gonna be doing 80% strats here, and this is gonna be pretty fast. The platinum time is around about 50 seconds. We're gonna be aiming for 30. So you'll notice that all of these lasers start turned off. Oh, never mind. So we don't actually have to worry about the cycles of the time trial, luckily enough. So we don't need to exit out. But for all these lasers, they start turned off. So as long as you can navigate through all the laser segments fast enough, you actually don't need to worry about the lasers at all. You just need to make sure you're going fast. So yeah, we're good, a bit of safer turn around there. Got that 2 box there. Oh, Come on, up the way. Up the way. Hey! No! I said up the way. Okay, we lost a lot of time there. Hopefully that doesn't cause us to lose the plant. If it does, and we get a gold, that's fine. We are allocated like 1 gold basically. So this is the hardest segment, and the bit we're probably going to fail. So let's try it anyway. Okay, we got it, cool. Yeah, that laser cycle is pretty tight because you can almost see it from that like barrel segment that was just before it. So you can kind of load it in a bit early if you're unlucky. Yeah, we're going to be cutting this pretty fine. This last little bit is just going to be going around here. And braking. Ah! Oh, we rolled over the edge. Oh dear.
So what are your guesses, guys?
140. All the rest of it. Oh, do you mean
For this level.
oh for level? No.
144, thanks dude.
Wow.
No.
I don't even know if I'd get a relic with 144.
I think for this it'll probably more like 45.
Oh no, yeah, this is going to be like
45 seconds.
I'm willing to wager 42.
I believe you. 38.
38, okay.
Thanks,
Alright,
dude.
35.
35.
Let's get
It's
this.
not a bidding war. Who can go the lowest time?
Come on, Mike, come on.
Sweet, we got that 2 in a row.
I'll take 5 then.
It's like, come on, Mike, I got money on.
35, 36, 38, 44.
So yeah, we'll see we're significantly further ahead than what we were last time we were doing this.
Would you get you one?
Okay, good. We got that lined up perfectly.
That's not 36. No, hang on.
Ah, we're very close to the edge there. So there is no railings at the end of that, and I have rolled off that more times than I care to admit. How are we doing by overall time, by the way? How are we doing?
101.40.
101.40. Okay, that's less terrible than I thought I'd be.
Sorry, that's Paul's job, sorry.
You can look at the
Sorry,
time.
I'm just gonna.
See it.
101. Okay, cool.
From there, it actually looks like Mike and Paul said 140 because I'm behind him and nobody can see me.
Okay, so this segment's pretty tight in terms of these little like lava shoots that come up at you.
That exists.
So we just need to collect this gem shard and then immediately turn left, and then dodge that one, and we're good. So unfortunately, we actually activated the checkpoint. I didn't mean to on the way here. I was meant to activate it on the way back to make sure we secured this because this is a long segment. Unfortunately, we didn't. So we're just going to play next bit safe.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow, you missed me.
Wow. You cheesed it.
Wow, it's hot. Wow. Where the hell am I?
Wow.
So there's a stupid trick here. We're going to do this during the next.
You can do a lava
time trial,
boost.
but-
Wow.
How's this coat on?
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4.
What's it all about climate change? That's not a factor, is it? Clearly. Otherwise, you won't have bloody volcanoes everywhere.
Okay, this bonus is pretty similar to the last bonus for lava levels. It's just us jumping around a bunch of stuff. With
Yeah.
the boxes. Oh. There was no jump there.
Well, there is no lava boost there.
No lava.
Just lava.
Luckily though, the bonus does kind of act like a checkpoint. So now we don't need to worry about going back and collecting that gem shard. Just make sure that all explodes. Okay, cool. Yeah, I've missed a box in this level before and I just want to make sure that doesn't happen.
You have to be on screen for it.
No, but some of them can activate weird.
That was a problem with the crash when that's revealed.
Yeah.
On screen, because otherwise if you walked away too far.
So we missed 3 boxes there, but those 3 boxes were nitros and those will explode. So that's fine. Okay, that was cool. That was all broke. Come up here, breaking a few boxes, and then getting a few boxes that were in the bottom half as well. Actually, just this one. I say a few, just the one, I guess. So we're going to be using our mask here to do a little damage abuse. because otherwise we'd need to wait for all these things to jump at us, and that would be really slow. We're not going to do that. We're just going to run through. And how's our box count looking? I think that's good. Yeah, 71 going up here is what we need.
Hey kid, look over here. Looks at the sun.
Now you're blind.
So we need to be careful here.
Honey,
So yeah, we needed to land on that exactly when it was a TNT. Okay, sweet. So one bit I hate about this level, especially during the time trial, is that for no reason that portal to leave the level is slightly elevated off the ground compared to every other level in the game, to the point of just walking next to it does not cause you to get absorbed into the portal. You actually need to jump. So if you just run or slide, you will not get absorbed into the portal and you'll just fall into your death. So we're going to go for a trick here and skip a bit of that auto-scroller bit. Okay, good.
wood. Oh,
We're gonna get this.
no. Somebody's put. Hello, UKSG. Long time chatter, first time donator. My memes recently died from Sonic Block and I've been grieving ever since. Feel free to give this animal to run his choice. Well done! Well
Do you mean the hedgehog?
Oh,
done!
oh, what was... Hello? Can we get back up? That's a good question.
Hello.
Hey!
What?
Crash the Super Bandicoot.
Oh,
What the?
Hey!
Do we still get a relic? We haven't saved this yet, boys. We're still on Mike's Wild Ride. That's...
What? You
Is
get
that
nice
even a
to
plat?
the bottom
That's a
of the
gold. Okay, that's fine. A gold is... We can have one gold. I guess I'll be... So there's this one box here. Screw whoever made that. Screw that box.
Just like right at the start, it's a box.
Yeah, but it's off screen to the left.
six flashbacks.
So we're gonna go up here. So we're gonna slide through there.
Sonic.
We get the mask and then instantly lose it to nitros, but it's fine.
Oh, no.
Oh, we actually need to do that for once. I don't usually get that. So if I remember right, it's this one. Nope, it's that one. So if we slide, oh, okay.
Okay.
That's usually safe. I guess I spent a bit too much time there up top before I actually did the slide. That's fine. That's what I meant to do before. Cool. Now we're moving on to the last half of the level. This is probably one of the levels most people struggle with, especially during their first few playthroughs. Especially when they're going to try to get the gems and such, because there's two major paths you need to take along here. We're going to be going along the top half first and then the bottom half because we have two masks and we need to do the bonus. This bonus is another instance, the one which is littered with nitros. The idea is you're supposed to break the nitro detonator first, however we're not going to worry about that. Okay, let's do this.
I don't know why that. The
So
donation thing made me think of
we need to line up
You
these
should send it to Jack and just like, have a go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So why can you have one gold?
Well, so you're given a certain amount of points basically for each different relic type, and like for crystals and such. Now the difference between gold relics and plat relics are very small. However, it adds up exactly that with 23 plat relics and 1 gold, that you do get a 101%, as well as if you got 24 plats. 2, 3, 4, 5. So now that we've broken basically everything, which kill that guy, slide down here, break the detonator, and we've missed the gem shard, and that's because it was along this bottom route. Now, when we jumped off that magic carpet segment, we could have gone down the way and came down from here. So we're just going to backtrack through this bit. Typically you take the top route in any percent, you take the bottom route in entropy, and you kind of need to do this like both bit here. Oh crap. That's okay, because we got checkpoint of the bonus, which means there's not much left to do. Luckily that checkpoint is like, sorry, that bonus is like just at the end here. Yeah, that bottom segment can be a bit painful with all the scorpions and such. Just need to remember to break that box on the way up. So these, the guys that spit fire at this bit are a bit of a pain because setting up their cycles can be a real, oh, they're fine today. Finally they're just wanting to, okay, see, that time they just cooperated. I don't know why, they just did. Just getting lucky, I guess. So,
hey Bob, what do you think of the weather? Yeah.
their hitboxes are a bit strange in which they kind of persist after death for a bit, in terms of still shooting fire.
Asriel or something.
Okay,
Hey
Cool.
Asriel, what do you think of the weather? A bit warm, isn't it?
now time for the relic. The relic is pretty
Oh, look at
safe.
Bandicoot. Ah, forget it. Black. It is that bloody Bandicoot to get his back. Oh, does he want this time?
Oh, he's doing it again.
Oh, is that bloody rally stage driver?
And he's Scott and his English co-driver as well. What are they doing? Oh, the rally in magic carpets. They're practicing for carpet championship.
Whoa!
Whoa! Hang on, I thought like camels could participate in that.
Wow.
No, carpets are allowed now, you know. They got more performance than better drifting. I
Features
saw a
now.
guy drift a train once. I thought, why not try it with a carpet?
Is that magic carpet?
And I found out I
Oh,
can't. You can't
crap.
drift carpets.
Okay, unfortunately the hitbox and that spin just wasn't where I was hoping it would be.
Do the magic carpets
And that was just the end of the level as well, but we'll just get through it quickly again.
Carpet was made. The magic carpet was made of. Go.
Oh, jeez,
I'll link
okay.
the magic carpet. Come get my elastic because I won't say by then.
Oh, I didn't know you could get point 3 in this bit. Okay.
Pretty's like, break that box. Hardcore. And SPC's asked, how are we? What's that?
Someone else,
Oh, that's
you're
the
really-
Indian, sorry. That's the
How
Indian.
are you?
We've stopped blaming Ross for once.
Blame Ross.
Blame Ross,
Nothing changed. Nothing's changed on it.
I don't think that ever changed.
Magic carpet.
Oh yeah, it is a magic carpet made with here from Sonic Riders.
That is a good question.
Can I pick one up at carpet ride?
I'd go up to the carpet.
I will it come with a free genie?
So ideally we get up here and we spin. Oh no. Okay, so Crash is just not wanting to cooperate today. Oh, oh, let's just
Comes
restart that.
with a free carpet.
Okay, we're not going to try go for that tornado spin this time. The tornado spin is usually very safe. I don't know why I'm not quite getting it today, but oh well.
The question is, how does a Bandicoot know how to ride a magic carpet?
He doesn't.
Oh, okay.
Magic.
Maybe the carpet's flying.
It's like a Chuck Norris
He's
situation.
trying to, like-
isn't it? It's like Chuck Norris. He's like Chuck Norris crashed on the queue, isn't he?
Maybe the magic carpet's like Captain, but
Oh, okay, that spin did not hold the score.
It would have been great if at the end of that Super Mario Odyssey it revealed that Peach had her own campaign. She was
Sounds
controlling
bad.
Mario the whole time.
Yeah. He was controlling her the whole time.
it's actually everyone controlling. It breaks the fourth wall, we are easy to again.
Okay, we're back into the last half level now. I'm not going to go for the rope tornado spin yet.
Yeah,
So we'll just go for a bit of a safer route and actually take the monkey bars.
Oh, save the world again.
Wait since the 90s to get that kid. I did the 8 took it back to there.
Accidentally
Yeah,
bought-
she got kidnapped in the next movie, so.
Where's my cake?
They didn't go for cake, they went to Pino Island and left the cake in there. Sad.
And they went for a cheeky number.
At what point does a Nando stop being cheeky?
When everyone stops saying you're cheeky. But no, I'm
Okay, we got through there in the end. That took a bit longer than I would liked, but oh well. Spaced Out. I don't like this level. I don't think many people like this level, especially anyone who's tried 101. The boxes are placed in very absurd places, especially near the end of the level. Fortunately, there's only 25 boxes to break, but 4 of them are at the very end, where there is nowhere, like even a remote chance of dying at the end. Like there's no more enemies, and you're maybe 3 or 4 seconds away from finishing the level. This level's going to be mostly just defeating some enemies, kiting some of the bombs to minimize damage, and just going as fast as we can outside of needing to aim for boxes. So we will prioritize boxes over speed here because missing any box is just fatal at this point. Move these guys around. There we go. Let's get. Oh crap. Can we take damage here? How much damage can we take? Oh yeah, there's all these guys. Send me back. There we go. Yeah, that's just before a checkpoint as well, so glad that happened when it did.
basically killed me. So much Coco, though she wants something on Independence Day. Hello, boys! I'm home!
Just trying to keep track of where I am. Okay, that's good.
Advanced games, sorry. That's pretty good for a Game Boy Advance game. I've always thought that about this one, to be honest. I mean, more so than... Is it Crash XL like the other one? The Game Boy Advance.
There's 5 Crash games to the Game Boy Advance.
Oh. The ones that actually are Game Boy Advance exclusive, not the ones that are on console.
Oh yeah, there's Crash XS and there's N-Tranced, and then there's also Fusion.
Oh yeah, Crash Fusion. Well, out of the 3, which one do you think looks the best?
That's a good
always-
question.
I'm
I think
always
Fusion does look pretty good, to be honest. Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess they all have their perks. Did I miss any boxes?
Alright,
I'm like-
right.
I just picked it for a second. I probably did miss any boxes.
Right.
So we're actually going to take some damage here just in case we do end up missing one of the final boxes. So we can just instantly die in a nitro. How are we looking at boxes? That looks right. No, that's not right.
Oh.
We're missing one. Yeah, that was probably when I wasn't concentrating. And yeah, like I said, that was just at the end as well. So yeah, we're gonna have to do that again, unfortunately.
He thinks the rocks are potatoes in space. He said that they're potatoes in space.
Yep, we have a question. Are those potatoes in space? By Bloop Me.
No, the rocks.
Oh.
They look like potatoes. Somebody accidentally opened a bag of potatoes and gone, oh shit, they've gone everywhere.
Oh, these won't be fine.
Sack it, it'll be alright in space, I can come back.
Yeah, I think it might have been a box we missed at the beginning of the level, to be honest. Because,
If this next box is a checkpoint, I think that's where you missed one.
yeah.
Yep, seems like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had that problem as well with Crash Bandicoot console. That was another problem.
Oh, oh, this level kills runs around as well.
Yeah, this level is a bit of a pain in the ass. It's like, even just with RTA, this can be, like, you know, the final Atlas Ball level which we did, and that final Arabian level we did, are the ones which really kill a lot of the early 80% runs people do. Because the last world is basically just well, this fourth world, I guess, is just kind of a gauntlet of some of the hardest tricks there is in the main story, without doing the extra world. How are we doing boxes? 18 out of 25. That sounds about right. Especially because we're breaking that, which is number 19. Yeah. So yeah, there's 2 more, and then the 4 at the end. Okay, there it is. And now I'm not going to go through any more warps. Okay, cool, we got it. We got the gem. We got the gem. Okay, Spaced Out Relic. This one is a lot more free, considering we now don't need to worry about boxes, and I believe there's only one time crate in this entire level, which is near the beginning as well. Aside from that, this one means we can just kind of boost through. This is a lot more reminiscent of what we do in 90%. So the time we're going to be getting here is approximately at 2:30. So this level is just a long bit. If there's any questions people have, feel free to read them out. Yeah, there's the time box, by the way, and yeah, that's gone. Oh, never mind, I lied, there's 2 boxes. Yeah, I still have a decent chunk of this level still to go. It's just going to be a lot of kiting around some of the bomb enemies at this point, and getting through all the warp gates we can. Oh, that was a close one. Okay, any one of those would have killed me. Okay, that's fine. 220, that's perfect.
I didn't even realise when someone was on that one, but who knew? Good.
Okay, King to Uncommon. This is one of my least favorite levels. It just kind of isn't fun to play. Like this and the final Egyptian level are just some of the worst in my opinion. Although it is nice and short, which I guess is the only saving grace for it. So the war in this game is a lot more lenient than it is in Crash 3. in Crash 3, you could be like, you just put your toes in the water and you die. In this game, you need to be completely submerged, and even if you're just standing on one of those doors, buttons that opens the doors, you'll be completely safe in the water. There we go. So down here. Now we need to go back to the gem shard, which was in the bottom route. So you notice at the beginning I put down a bridge thing, I built a bridge thing using some boxes. Now we're going to go back to where that bridge would have left us. So there's the gem shard. We actually need to go even further because there's a box along here. We're going to purposely take damage because that last box is a mask box and we don't want to take their mask form. Careful around these things. Oh, more careful than that, it seems. There we go. Slow but steady. Okay, so that was the last level of World 4. We just need to do that once more for the relic. Now this is the last level when it comes to any percent, so after this there's a boss and then that's where any percent would end. We still have like one more world to go, it's just 3 levels, and that's where these gem shards we've been collecting come in handy. So these gem shards have actually been activating the levels we're coming up to. So by collecting all of the Egyptian levels gem shards, we unlock the Egyptian level. By collecting all the Arabian level gem shards, we unlock the Arabian level, so on and so forth. And then once we complete those 3 levels, we have one more boss to go, and then that's us finish the game. Luckily, there's no more vehicle levels from this point onwards. It's just platforming through and throughout. Plus, we got to show off my favorite glitch in this game, which I'm so sad doesn't make it into any other category. Okay, that's good. So this is the boss, N-Tranced. He's the main antagonist, I guess, of this game. His first phase is relatively simple. He jumps to the side, and then he shoots his timer gun at us, and then we just need to jump over and hit him. We just do this 4 times. So in this last bit, we can just kind of camp in the corner because he can't hit us here. I could have delayed the spin slightly there just to be extra safe because you can soft lock the boss by hitting him too early. So this is the second phase where helicopter crash now. So he's always going to come up here and he's always going to shoot some stuff. And we just dunk him and dunk him. Sometimes he fires some different stuff, like this time. Oh, that time he just creates a bunch of clones of you. It's really easy to tell which ones he used, so that is no concern to us. He does one other attack which is also red, which is difficult to tell the difference between, which is inverting your controls. So up comes down, down comes up, left and right all are also switched, and you also then spin on A instead of spinning on B. Oh, and he's escaped. Oh dear. So luckily we have 2 masks here, so we don't need to worry about him hitting us and possibly killing us, because that would send us back to phase 1 if we did die here, but that's okay. So there we go. There is N-Tranced, and that's, like I said, where any percent would end if you were just going through the base stuff. 101 Arabian Kites. So these levels don't have crystals. Instead, these levels have gems, which we're going to collect, like full gems. So we're going to be showing off some cool stuff here. Almost. That was almost very dangerous. Those TNTs were exploding those metal boxes we were using for a platform. So we've now unlocked the final power-up in the game, which is the running shoes. So by holding L, we just run faster, which we're going to be doing whenever we can. So just kind of wait here, because there's a carpet that's going to come this century, hopefully. click this, just run through this. Body slam the TNT because it's faster than waiting for the 3 seconds. Now we just need to wait for the carpet. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Okay, this level's actually been going really well. We haven't died yet, so hopefully the rest of the level plays along with us, because we're just at the end here. So here's the green gem. So we need that jump, and now the hardest bit. Cool, we got it. So now we just hope we broke all the boxes. Oh, okay, that was stuck on 63 for a second there. I was very concerned. So this is the time trial. Here we get a show off, like I said, my favourite trick in the game. Fortunately, we can't do it in the gem because, oh, like for that gem, because we would have needed to not fall down there. Well, we had to go down there to click the gem and go along that carpet segment. But now we're going to completely bypass that. Yep.
Not the rope.
Ooh, okay, we almost just jumped through that. That would have been pretty bad. I wasn't sure where that carpet was going to be. We're going to be saving some time though, so the plat will be pretty lenient. Back here, Eugenie. So there's 1, 2. So that's that trick I was showing off earlier. Unfortunately, there is like no use of that in like, you know, when you're not doing the relic, because of course you bypass the gem. And yes, the plat was free, even though we like, you know, just played around for a bit. Yeah. So this level's a bit insane, 115 boxes, and not too many of these are nitros, so we got a lot to get through. We don't actually need to worry about any of these, they'll all just kind of break on their own.
Lovebot is saying, my version of the game can't even do that.
Oh yeah, so there's 2 versions of this game we've learned. There's the like British and American version basically, which is PAL and NTSC, which are basically the same. There's also the J version, which seems to have some differences from what we could tell. For example, even just in the entropy category, which is... So if you spin, you can just not jump for a bit. I forgot to wait for that. So there's 3 guys. There's any percent, which is just doing up to just collecting the 21 crystals and getting up to N-Tranced. Then there's B entropy, which is getting all the crystals and gem shards and then doing this world. And then there's 101, which is what we're doing now. So the J version can't even do the it can't do the entropy because you can't even enter the final world without gaining. Oh, okay, we didn't get the TNT. It can't even enter the final world without getting 18 box gems. So of course you can't use that version. 2, 3, 4, 5. The Super Pack version, like the one that's bundled with another game, seems to be the J version but without that one restriction. So it's got all the other version differences, and it seems to be they patched out the monkey bar glitch. We don't know how and we don't know why, but apparently VV patched like a 14-year-old game, so you know, whatever. We're still learning stuff to this day. Like we've been learning about a new glitch which seems to be we don't think it's, well, it's only ever been pulled off, it seems, on the Super Pack version, although I'm pretty sure it is possible on the other versions. I've just not seen it yet. which is like a monkey barsless version of the monkey bar glitch, where if a box falls on you from like, if you have a stack of boxes and one falls on you in a particular way, and you jump at a very precise timing, you can kind of get that monkey bars type effect of gliding forever. Okay, cool.
Nice.
Now for the relic.
What level's got the hardest relic?
Um,
So, what's the hardest one to get a relic in?
legitimately, or using
Yeah,
what
no,
like
yeah,
glitches and
no,
stuff we
like,
are using?
Cheat, well, not cheat, well, glitches or anything like that. Just, you know, like, I don't know.
What, hitting the run?
Yeah, overall, yeah. Out of all, how many levels is there anyway? So,
24 levels total.
24 levels. So out of the 24 levels that you do, what's the hardest one to get a relic? Is it platinum relic wise?
Platinum relic. Well, if you're starting off, I would say it would be either barrel roll or space out. So no barrel roll. Rocks can roll or spaced out. So the final space level or the final.
Is that the one that you missed the jump?
Yeah. So yeah, either final space level or the final atlas level. And those are both pretty painful. Personally, what ones? Oh, apparently his hitbox extends. For me personally, I dislike the. I know. To be honest, this time trial kind of sucks. It's just not really because of this time trial, but because of the routing around it, and to do with masks. Sorry, Paul, you were saying?
Apparently, bonking on the stick, it just kills you.
Oh yeah, I guess so. Yeah, well, luckily this one is pretty lenient, but we still need to be pretty fast. So we're breaking that because we need going to be doing a damage boost at the end. Unfortunately, there's no extra mask as well. If you remember, there was a mask that was just above the spear throwing guy last time, just at the end of the level. That box has now been converted into a time box, so we don't get that mask anymore. So focus here to make sure we get through the rest of this just fine. Cool, got through that. So yeah, that's now a 3 box instead of a mask. We're just going to damage a beast across here. Just give ourselves a bit of time. Speaking of time, how are we? No. Speaking of, how are we doing on time? So.
Go!
How are we doing on time? 1:37. Yeah, we're going to be going slightly above estimate, unfortunately. But it should be.
Isn't it 2 minutes for intro?
Yeah, so the final boss will take somewhere around 2 minutes, assuming it goes well and we don't die. And then we also have all this level to go still. Although this level is relatively short, I guess. So, we get going here. Like that. Yeah, there's boxes just kind of everywhere. This level is kind of structured like a maze, so getting around can be a bit painful. 1, 2, 3, 4. We only hit that one 4 times because we're going to go back on it. Like that. This is always a mask. Cool, landed on that. Cool.
You know, that them last two. Is there a nitro box?
So,
Not them green ones, the exclamation mark.
yes, there is. So, I'll try to explain that a bit. So, we actually need to be very careful that we don't fall down here, because there are some boxes we need to break. Yeah, I know. I mean, I probably could have gone back to checkpoint. That would have been way smarter. Sorry, I'm not thinking right. Not thinking right.
I think SBCZ knows a little bit about that. Resetting a level when you could have just died and gone to the checkpoint.
So, that guy sucks because when he's flying. Yeah, it's probably going to be like a 145 or 150, depending on how this goes. Okay, we got a mask there. Let's just lose that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Once again, always a mask. Some of these boxes are pretty consistent in like what they give you. So there's very few instances of RNG in this run, like in the entirety of this run. The only instances are what that last boss shot, what the last boss shoots, and sometimes, yeah, we're just going to take damage there. No point in getting a third mask when we don't need it. We just need to make sure we don't drop inputs when we're going along here. That's okay. We're not going to be taking any into the time trial anyway. So yeah, these were the boxes we needed. There's no way to get back up. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. We don't actually need to activate that steel thing because that doesn't actually give us any boxes. It's just steel boxes. Cool, 97. Just the time trial and one more level to go.
Boy.
Jump on that TNT to activate that 2 box. I'm going to slide to the left quickly here. It loses a little bit of time, but we just want that mask more than anything. We can collect some boxes there as well. So we can alternate our route here a bit.
This one usually takes
So we're going to maintain this mask as long as we can. And hopefully we take this into the final boss, because the boss sucks, and I'll explain that a bit more when we get to it. A lot of this game sucks. I sometimes wonder why I run it, but oh well.
Don't we all?
Okay, there we go. Okay, usually that one goes significantly worse. How are we going time-wise? 140. Okay, that's fine. Just the final boss now. So this is Entropy. He will either shoot something below you or something above you. And he does so slowly, and then he will do so faster, and then the fastest. So he has in total 9 health, so three hits along 3 phases. The first one is in the Arabian world, then it's in the Egyptian world, and then in the volcano world. So the first 2 phases he's going to be doing are all static, so I know what to do for these. However, the third phase is random. The number of bullets he fires is always the same, but which bullets he fires, like whether he fires like 1 above, 2 below, then 1 above again, or whether he fires just 2 above and then 2 below, is just completely random. Yeah, because of the length of this boss, in terms of there's no way of, well, there is a way of speeding up this boss. I wouldn't say that there's not. There is a way of speeding this boss, but it's not going to be a way I'm going to be doing. It basically involves when he once he's finished firing, he'll transfer over to the other side of the stage. However, if you do a slide jump like above him, just before he's about to move, he'll actually just stay in place. And that's currently what the world record for Entropy and 101 does. It's not a strat I'm particularly comfortable with because it's incredibly risky, and I don't think we want to be doing some risky strats at this point of the run. Okay, we're about halfway through this boss now, so this all goes fine. So there's the Egyptian theme done. Now we're going to be going on to the volcano world with one mask, which is pretty nice. And we're off screen. Okay, let's do this. So I need to concentrate on this. Okay, that was, I almost just messed up there. He's a lot more lenient in the first little bit, and he gets faster across the all three. Okay, he's barely been firing any double, like, fireballs, which is pretty good.
It's the last one.
So, okay, so. Okay, so time's going to be coming up when I land my final spin on him. So just when that orange segment disappears. Time. It's over. It's over. So as you can see, that run was pretty atrocious compared. Like there was a lot of mistakes in the run. To give a sense of scale, world record currently is around about a 110. So you can do that a lot faster. Let's just give you an idea of like what this game has. Like we've shown off everything. We've shown off the 101% strats. We've shown the any percent strats. We've shown all the entropy stuff. This game has a lot to offer, and it's really just one of the best 3D platformers you can pick up. The community is small. We're happy to help out new people, and it is just a lot of fun.
This is everything I built as well.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's it.
I'm done.
Very well. Thank you very much, CDRomatron, for this amazing run of Crash Bandicoot 2 N-Tranced. In a few minutes, we're going to have our afterthoughts and some announcements for the future of UKSG and SG events. Is that a good name to call them?
Sure. Why not?
Alright, SG events of the future. So stick around for that. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Hey. Oh boy, it's come to this now. Alright. So,
Actually, you're.
a beautiful event has come to an end, I believe. Everybody scooch in if you want. Everyone can kind of scooch in. Just gonna,
No one's taking the chair at the far side.
chair.
We've all just gone around this side of the board.
just gonna squat down so everyone can just get in frame.
I'll take
Hopefully.
it. I'll take it.
You can take that chair by all means. So, my God, that was a very good event. That was very good. Guys, what are your favorite runs? Let's go like round the table. Start with Mibs.
Come back to me, please. There were too many to choose from.
All right.
One I didn't get the name wrong for.
Very well.
There weren't that many.
Alright, Ross.
I had the name. Give me a second. I forgot the name.
I just need to point right at him.
Was it called Colin? Whatever it was.
Colin McRae.
I don't know.
Why?
Is that the first
Because it
2.0?
was-
Colin
Yeah,
McRae
because it was
2.0.
funny.
Racist and funny.
Oh god.
Oh, sorry.
We don't talk about that.
Band.
So,
I should be.
SBC.
Hang on, I will walk out. Yeah, that's up to the,
No, come back.
We need you for your opinions.
and I'm back.
Then you're bad.
Yeah.
On band.
Right. SBC.
I heard that SOP1 run was pretty good. Won't lie.
Especially.
I think the Battle Block runs actually, the first one was really good.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
we
saying
tried.
that one was actually pretty
Reek,
good.
no!
The boys.
Boys.
Yeah.
Hold on, why did they say Hollister's boys?
Hollister's boys. That's a good idea.
See? Oh my god, I had all the good ideas.
All right. CDRomatron.
Yeah, I like Battle Block Theater. Battle Block Theater was fun.
Nice. And last but not least, the BPG.
I'll exclude mine for this because obviously of what it was.
Obviously, it was the greatest ever.
Honestly, I can't really pick one. But if I had to pick one, probably because it's a meme. Denture, Diddy, Lightning
Nah.
Stage.
Yeah.
Meme.
Yep.
It is
I must
Just
say.
because drifting trains and on two rails. What the hell is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to pick just for a little bit of diversity. I must say, I think the one run I would pick is the one that we were actually the most serious in. That would be the last one, Crash Bandicoot 2 N-Tranced. It was like a very good show of skill. It was really interesting to watch. So yeah, very good runs. So now on to the thank yous for this event.
We'll come back to it.
So first of all, big thank you to all the runners that have been here. Let's list them off. It's Ross, SBCZ, CDRomatron, the BPG 13, Mibs, Arg,
Sorry, go on.
the BPG 13, the one and only, Argic from yesterday. I think who am I missing someone?
Yeah, the guy who's at four. What's he called?
Game break
He
glitch.
didn't-
He was just sort
he
of
didn't
host.
run.
No, yeah, that was game breaking glitch. I was about to get to that. Thank you also to everyone who helped with hosting and tech. That is Mibs and GBG and myself on hosting. And tech, we had Asterisk. CDRomatron provided a little bit of crucial help today.
Did I?
Yeah, a little bit.
Little bit.
Hey, I'm
When we were
still
running with our sound issues, you were the logical voice in the room. So,
Ricky said you guys are awesome already.
Aw.
Yay! Woo!
Oh, thank you.
And also somebody recommended, in Dragpack recommended we have just the boy on the left and the boys on
Well,
the right.
I'm on board with that.
That's really good.
on it. There we go.
Yeah!
Oh wait, no. I have an improvement upon that. There we go.
The
Boy!
boy.
Yeah, boy.
Hey, there we go.
Just scooch down.
Memes.
Whip. We just scooch like so. And then we have to thank organizers, the BSG people, Andy Dragback, Recolt, Cruel, RDV for his beautiful logo. Who else? I'm probably missing someone. BSG people that I haven't mentioned, just put your name in the chat and I'll probably mention it in the future.
Wait,
Probably
you
mention it like if I've forgotten about it, I might just mention it.
The internet and probably the SGDQ
Yes.
website.
Thanks to Owen Wilson.
Thank you to Owen Wilson.
We want a Benio rebuttal.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
He made it possible.
Yep.
I can't forget.
Can we start
What
tweeting
else?
at Owen Wilson now?
Yeah. Owen Wilson, thanks for the support.
Would like to I'd also like to thank my flatmate for putting up with me holding this event in our flat. And also a friend from uni for lending us his TV so we can do our console runs over the weekend. Besides that, thank you to everyone who tuned in, and we hope to see you on the next BSG, or UKSG I should say. Sorry.
We hope to see you at BSG as well.
We're definitely
BSG.
going to Netherlands.
On all the,
next time,
on all the, on all the now coined term
yeah.
SG events.
yeah. The bench. We have one in England next time. More closer.
There is an event actually in in London. You can go for that.
It's not closer to mine.
Not close to Manchester. This is close
Closer
to
to me.
Well, unlucky.
Oh, well.
You can make
Beggars can't
one.
be choosers.
You can make one of your own.
Party at my house. Yeah.
Exactly. So
Everyone wouldn't allow us
now
to kill them.
announcements. We've done the past. We've done the present. Now for the future, with some announcements. First of all,
We've got to go back.
next weekend we have BSG 20, I believe. BSG 20, raising money in support of the Dutch Cancer Society.
You're all alive and nothing exploded, all of them.
What?
You're all alive and nothing exploded.
Thank you,
Good
Nat.
job.
BSG 19. Thank you for the correction. It's BSG 19. I know my numbers. Yes. Then next UKSG will be hopefully sometime around March. We're probably gonna get back to you on that. We're gonna get a meeting going. We're gonna get everything arranged so we can make sure that we have exact dates on how and when we can arrange the next UKSG. As for what we're gonna do there, well, first of all, we are hoping to introduce a graveyard shift into the whole ordeal, so we can get some more long runs in.
Yeah, I'll go and dig up my grandma.
No.
Spooky memes.
Yes. Ooh. And
The Halloween
also, we are also planning. It's gonna be one of our top priorities to introduce raising money for a charity. So we're gonna see what that one's gonna be, and we're gonna let you know in due course. In the meantime, I'm really hoping any one of the admins or the organizers has the Discord to the UKSG Discord link handy, because for any news, any updates that we have, we're gonna be posting updates in the Discord. That's the place where you want the latest news for this marathon. And yeah, that's about it. Again,
Scan your club card to win club card points.
yeah. All right. Thank you very much. Again, thank you to everyone for coming along. And now, it is time to host someone. Or wait, I should say raid someone.
Me.
But you're not streaming.
Right, yeah.
Also, blame
It's
Ross.
down, don't worry.
Blame Ross for the
Later,
raid.
later.
Blame Ross for the raid.
Right.
Yeah, everyone
So,
just put hashtag blame Ross.
yeah, in Dragpack just posted the link
So you
in
just
chat.
remind
So
me whose
just
stream it is, hashtag blame Ross.
So yeah, if you want to join our Discord for the latest news on UKSG, click that link over there. As for the raid, we're gonna be raiding. I heard Kvicker is doing some runs, so here's hoping that he's still live. Let's see. So raid Kvicker. I hope I spelled it right. Hey, there it is. And the copy pasta is gonna be UKSG says hi. Let me just that and hashtag blame Ross.
You want to make sure he's live as well, because you can raid someone who's offline.
Well, it's too late for that, I think.
Oh no.
Too late. It's all over.
Oh no.
There we go.
It'd be funny if Nightbot stopped you from actually spamming that. Like, ding, 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 ding. Nightbot, stop.
No.
Stop.
No.
Please stop.
I'm a
Stop.
mod.
You know,
I'm a mod, so I can do whatever the hell I want. So yeah, UKSG says hi. Hashtag blame Ross or whatever other emote you want to do.
Next time, more CMR, more
Memers,
Go.
we all take offense to that.
Yes. All right. So again, thank you all very much. We hope to see you in March. Goodbye.
And on that bombshell.
On that bombshell. Goodbye.
And copyright strike.
Woo.
Copyright strike.
Right.
You're not allowed to say bombshell.
Aw.
Now hosting
Copyright
Vicar.
strike.